Hey guys, Jason Owens here for Campaign Sauce Digital Marketing. Hope you are doing exceptionally well today. And I am really happy to be here with you on this screen share on this Facebook Live, which will end up going over here to YouTube here before too long. Really happy to be with you today to talk to you about the top 5 reasons your products aren't selling online. All right, so here we go. We're just going to dive straight into it. All right, reason number one is pricing. Now, this seems to be the default that a lot of people go to right off the top, right? So, should I increase my pricing? Should I decrease my pricing? Is it too much? Is it not enough? And, it could be all the same. What I would recommend that you do is go ahead and take a look at your current price point. And I want you to do a little bit of looking around at the competition. Now, I'm not a huge fan of staring at what other people are doing. On occasion, and this is one of them, it's not a bad idea to just get a better feel for what's actually happening out there in the market. So with your current price point that you currently have on your products, compare that to what I just call mass market pricing. Now, again, this really depends upon what your market is, okay? So mass market pricing could mean a number of things. Sometimes that mass market price you're trying to hit is something below like $99, right? So 99, 97 or lower, right? Because psychologically, there's something about going over that $100 mark that's just like, oh man, it's too expensive for that market, for that product. So compare where your current price is with the mass market pricing. Likewise, then, I want you to go over and take a look at how things are doing compared to impulse pricing. Right now, impulse pricing, again, it all depends upon your product, all depends upon the market. But impulse pricing is, wow, when I woke up this morning, I wasn't thinking about getting a whatever, but holy cow, it's only a few bucks. I might as well just go ahead and grab it. Okay. Next one here is compared to premium pricing. Okay. So, quite frankly, maybe you are not charging enough for your stuff online, okay? And that might be very counterintuitive, but I've seen that happen actually in a number of occasions where if we just take something that currently exists, it's on your store, it's not selling, we repackage it just a little bit, move the price point up. I've actually seen that work and work quite well. So again, that's something else you may want to check out and may think about. Okay, reason number 2, the product. Right? It's the product. Silly. Now, I work with a lot of people who do a lot of handmade, handcrafted. These are makers, right? These are people who love making things with their hands, using whatever talent God's given them to go out there and make their way in the world. Wow, there are great things with that. The sad part is that it's also paralyzing because you have so many options in sizing, color, fabric. I mean, there's so many options. And you are going to be naturally wired to make this thing, right? And this thing is, you're passionate about it and you love it. If you just made this thing, that's what the market wants, but you like making this thing. And the real trick there is finding how we can mold those two together if there's an intersection. All right, does it need batteries? Does it need to be plugged in? Does it not need to be plugged in? Is it solar powered? I mean, you guys get the idea. This could be also the number of pieces. Okay. So again, what I was talking about before about maybe repackaging a little bit. If you are selling an individual thing, okay, that's nice. It's not uncommon with handmade goods to go ahead and do a set and have that set actually get more traction than the individual item itself. And again, the finish, and this could be anything. I mean, if you have jewelry, if you have paintings, if you have, you pick it, anything that you can make by hand, what's the finish? Is it glossy? Is it flat? Is it too glossy? Is it too flat? This actually makes a huge difference. So again, this product definition, guys, there are so many other variables that come into play here with the product because again, with people who are making their own things, you have so much variety and so many options that sadly, that can sometimes be paralyzing. All right, so let's keep going. Reason number 3, distribution, meaning how are you getting this thing out to the market? Okay, so most of the people that I work with have some kind of online store or they are selling through an online platform. Okay, is that working for you? If it is, great. If it's not working, I wonder why. Okay, there could be a number of reasons, which is, of course, is what this show is all about. By shows, I mean going out to a trade show a festival, a carnival, right? So the typical setting up a booth, right? Setting up a booth at a show. There are people who actually sell a lot more stuff at shows than they sell online, because the thing that they end up selling, when you look at it, it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta have it, right? Gotta have it, gotta have it. There was one show that I went to here in town, probably, I want to say it was probably about 6 months ago. This lady was selling basically charm necklaces. You had your choice. You can choose what length of chain you got, and then you can choose what the charm was. All the charms looked to be some type of a silver finish. I don't know all the details there, whether it was true silver or if it was more of like a brushed aluminum or nickel, or really what it was. But she had a blue million of these charms. And I mean, people were lined up at this woman's booth 4 deep to get in there and grab a chain and grab a charm or two, and the price point was right. I mean, this lady was firing on all cylinders selling at shows. Can she have the same experience selling online? Don't know, right? I mean, it's a very different animal there. Galleries, okay, for some of you who have more of the painting, the more of the wall decorations, wall pieces there, you may sell way more in galleries than you will sell online. Again, I'm there, I'm looking at it, I see it. Wow, the wow factor is there, and I got to have it. Again, sometimes that is very hard to translate online. Sometimes what people end up seeing is they will end up developing a following from being in galleries, and then the purchases get made online, right? And I know the gallery owners out there right now are cringing at that. It's kind of a fact of life right now. But for those of you who are the artists, that's another option. So do you have your stuff in enough galleries? Next piece is traditional retail. Okay, again, so whenever we have the people here in the maker community, maybe they're in more of the skincare, the hand care type products. Okay, you're trying to sell online, you're trying to do direct to consumer. Maybe that's not translating so well, but holy cow, once you put your mind to it, you end up in putting some resources there. You end up in 3, 4, 10 different chain stores that each have 20, 30 locations apiece. That begins to be pretty cool. Now, can you get that same traction selling stuff online, going direct to consumer? I don't know, but maybe it's just all a matter of tweaking and finding the right distribution channel for you. All right, reason number 4, awareness. So again, I hope you guys are seeing that we're kind of stacking these in, I'm going to call these like order of importance, okay? Yeah, pricing's important, and that's usually the quickest and easiest thing people go to, but that might not be the number one reason why your product isn't resonating with a market and why it's not selling. So reason number 4 here is awareness. Okay, so let's say that you have the right price, and you have the right product, and you have the right distribution channel. Maybe it's just a matter of simply an issue where you just don't have critical mass in the number of people who know about your product. Okay, I've seen this before several times where, again, it seems like everything's dialed in. The business model is validating. We're getting sales. We've chosen the right distribution channel. It's working. It's just not quite at the volume that the business owner wants or that the artist wants. And with that matter, it could just be a good old-fashioned matter of time. As more and more people get to know about what you sell, that's what ends up hitting the good old-fashioned tipping point, and then things start going like gangbusters. All right, last big thing is just reason number 5, the market, okay? You are really passionate about this thing that you sell, right? You have it, you've developed it, you've spent years agonizing over it and tweaking it and polishing it, and you have this thing that you just love to do. And the sad truth of the matter is there just isn't a large enough market for this product in its current form. Okay, now there's some pivots that you can do. But again, maybe there's just not a big enough market. For example, again, for those of you who are out there in the skincare world, and I know this isn't a handmade product, but it's a mass market product, good old-fashioned Cheetos lip balm. Now, chances are really good that you have never even heard about Cheetos lip balm. And there's a great reason for it. Who in the world wants it, right? So if you think about lip balm, traditionally, there are going to be some flavors, right, that kind of resonate with people. It could be a little bit of the good old-fashioned vanilla. It could be more of the tea tree oil. It could be plain, right? So there's no flavoring to it. just good old-fashioned chapstick, so to speak. I mean, cherry's another good one. So, I mean, there's some flavors that do kind of work in that world and have seemed to be tested. Cheeto flavor is not one of them, okay? There's just simply not a large enough market for this product. Another one that is my absolute favorite, these are handmade, handcrafted, crocheted coasters. Yes, these things actually exist. I just pulled this picture today off of Amazon Handmade. This is legit, people. Now, okay, it's great. It's nice. It's a coaster. It will somewhat protect whatever surface it's sitting on, assuming it's wood. But there are a lot of holes here, right? I mean, literally, you can see right through it. So if you have a lot of condensation on your glass, this thing is just going to absorb all of that moisture, and it's going to hold it right next to your wood. Okay, not the best product in the world, okay? Now, I don't care if you wake up in the morning and you dream about crochet, you are passionate about crochet, and the only thing you ever want to do, the only place that you feel right in the world, the only time that your world is going correct is when you are crocheting. That's wonderful. However, there's just not going to be a market to sell 1,000 of these a day so that you can be able to pay your mortgage. All right, so with that, you guys get the idea here, okay? Now, listen, I know that this is hard. I know that selling your stuff online is hard. I know it's frustrating. I know there's a lot of technical mumbo jumbo. I know it can be overwhelming. And the good news is that we here at Campaign Sauce, we can help you. And what I would love for you to do is go over to campaignsauce.com, reach out to me on the chat, which is going to be down in the lower right-hand corner. You'll see a chat window there. Go ahead and start chatting. Would love to hear from you. Or you can email me. My first name is Jason at campaignsauce.com. Or you can always go over to us over on Facebook or Instagram. You can find me there and send me a direct message. I would love to hear from you. We've put together a great team that can help you kind of walk through all of these options and try to figure out what's the right distribution channel for you. Maybe you're banging your head online for a good reason, and maybe we can actually help you sell more offline than you're selling online right now. All right, everyone, take care. My name's Jason Owens. Talk to you soon, everyone.